Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. So today I'm here to share with you all the books I'm going to read in February, and it's going to be a long ride because there's quite a few books on this TBR, and let's just say that it's a tiny bit ambitious. So there's actually two readathons this month that I really want to participate in, and one of them is Tome Topple, hosted by Sam over at Thoughts on Tomes, I think that's her handle. And the other one is Contemporary-a-thon, which is hosted by Chelsea from Chelsea Darling Reads, Natasha from My Reading is Odd, and Julie from Pages and Pens. Now these two will actually take place at the same time at one point, and it's gonna be very hard because Tome Topple is obviously about reading big books, and then you got Contemporary-a-thon, which is obviously about reading contemporary books, so they're very, very different. There's no way I can you know, read books that would fit both of them, so I'm gonna have to choose books to fit each of the readathons separately. So the Tome Topple runs from the 7th of February to the 20th, and then Contemporary-a-thon is from the 10th of February to the 16th. Both of these readathons have prompts that you can fulfill, and for Tome Topple, Sam actually created a bingo board of sorts to celebrate its 10th round. I will put it right here, and she says that a book can fit 2 prompts of the board, so I've chosen a book for each 2, or sometimes it'll only fit 1, but you'll see what I mean in a sec. So we'll start with Tome Topple because it's the one that begins first, and the first prompt is, it's a tome that's been on your TBR for ages. I went with The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak for this one. This has been on my TBR for years. I'm not even kidding. For years. And I've been meaning to read it, and I never do. I'm putting it off for no reason at all. So this is the perfect excuse to finally get to it. I don't know much about it, I just know that it's historical fiction, and it's about a girl in the Second World War, I believe. Yeah, I think it's in the Second World War, correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, it follows a girl that starts stealing books to read, which, like, girl, feel ya. Yeah. And I also know that it's narrated by Death. Now if that doesn't sound interesting, I don't know what does. Like, just the fact that it's narrated by Death made me want to read this book. I know everybody pretty much loves this book. It's very hard-hitting, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna have a sad ending, but I'm here for it. It's probably gonna destroy me. It's fine. We're fine. This one also counts for another prompt, which is genre not usually read. I normally don't read historical fiction, like barely at all. So yeah, that one will count for that as well. So the next one also fulfills 2 prompts, and that is The Priory of the Orange Tree. This is huge. Can you see why it's going to be very ambitious to want to finish all of these? Yeah. I know. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, so this goes for the standalone prompt and for the most pages prompt. I went to all my big books. This has more pages than even Game of Thrones. When I saw the prompt most pages, instantly my mind went, Game of Thrones. I'm gonna read Game of Thrones. Oh my god, finally I'm gonna read Game of Thrones. Nope. This book has more pages than Game of Thrones. So I guess I'm reading The Priory of the Orange Tree instead. But yeah, so this is a high fantasy standalone. All I know is that it's about queendom, and it's got dragons, and there's like some people that want to ride the dragons, and some people want to kill the dragons. There's good dragons and bad dragons, I believe. Yeah, there's a lot going on in this book. I actually started it when I first got it. Like, there's a few little tabs in there. I got like 23 pages in. Still got my little dragon bookmark on there. I'm definitely going to restart this because I cannot remember for the life of me anything about those 28 pages, so yeah, wish me luck. Next prompt is to read a tome on audio, and I've actually went with Clockwork Princess. If you've watched any of my previous videos, you know I'm doing a reread of this trilogy in preparation for Chain of Gold coming out in March. I read the first 2, which I talked about in my January wrap-up. I will leave it up there somewhere so you can go check it out. But yeah, I read the first 2, and I'm gonna be reading this month, and I'm very excited. As we all know, love Cassandra Clare. It's not news here, so let's just move on. So the next one also counts for 2 prompts, and that is Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. This counts for a tome from a series, and also for a tome considering Black History Month. This is obviously from a Black author, and all the characters in this are actually Black as well, and I've been meaning to read this for so long. I can't even tell you. I just keep putting it off. I don't know why. I don't know what it is with me and putting books that I know I'm gonna love off. I don't know what's wrong with me. But yeah, I've actually already started this one. We're obviously a little ways into February now. Some of these books I'm in the middle of. I might have finished 2 or 3 already, so yes. But yeah, I'm only like 47 pages in, so not much at all, but already I'm loving it. And then the last prompt for tome topple is an adult tome, and for that I went with The Stylus II by Erin Morgenstern. I'm actually reading this one before reading Night Circus because this one just calls to me a lot more, and I feel like I would like this one a lot more. It just sounds more my vibe and my kind of thing. So yes, all I know about this is that it has a book within a book, and I think it's about this boy that finds this book, and he has like passages of people's lives, and then he finds a passage of his own life, and so that opens like a few doors or something. I think there's like some sort of travel between worlds and stuff. I'm not sure. I'm very excited. Now on to Contemporary-a-thon. Now with Contemporary-a-thon you can double up, triple up, quadruple up, whatever you want. You could even read one book that fits all the prompts. I do have a few that fits 2 prompts. I don't think there's more than that. The first prompt is a book with green on the cover, and for that I went with Foolish Hearts by Emma Mills. This is the Alcrate edition, and it's got lots of green on the cover. I know the original one is like purple, but this one is green. So I actually don't know anything about this one. All I know is that it's a contemporary romance, and it's probably gonna be very cute and fast to read. It's also quite short, so I'm excited. I'm very excited. This one also fills the prompt for TBR over a year, so a book that's been on my TBR for over a year. I've had this for a couple of years now. This was one of the first Alcrates that I got, and then I stopped getting them, but yes, definitely been on my TBR for over a year. The next prompt is new to you author, and I went with a Fire on High by Elizabeth Acevedo. This also fills the prompt illustrated cover. This cover is so stunning. I absolutely love it. And this could also fit the prompt read a book considering Black History Month, but I actually have another one for that one. But yes, we'll see how everything goes. But yeah, all I know about this one is that it's about a teen mom, and I think she likes to cook, or she wants to be a cook or something like that. Yeah, so she wants to be a chef more than anything, but having a 2-year-old daughter and being 17 and still at school isn't exactly making life easy. This one sounds very interesting. I'm very excited to read it. Next up is the prompt considering Black History Month, and I went with The Hate You Give for that one. I must be the only person on like the booktube community that has not read this book yet, and that's about to change. I've been meaning to read this for so long. Again, there's a thing with me and putting off books that I know I'm gonna love and that I should read. This follows a 16-year-old named Star, and she witnesses one of her friends being shot and killed by a police officer, I believe just because they're black. So the story obviously goes from there, and it's very hard-hitting, very dark, and I can't wait to read this. This also fills a prompt, a hard-hitting contemporary, of course, and yeah, like I said, I'm very excited. I feel like this book is gonna be very important and it needs to be read. The last prompt is a book loved by a member of the community, and you must like shout out to that person, and I went with Tweet Cute by Emma Lords. Chelsea Dolling Reese has been like raving about this for a while now. She got an arc of it or something and she read it and she absolutely loved it. So since she's one of the hosts anyway, I thought I'd give this a go because it sounded very cute and it's very quick as well. In this one we follow Pepper and Jack, and they 2 teenagers that go to the same school, and they run the Twitter accounts to their parents' businesses, and so they constantly at war with each other, but one of them stole a recipe from the other one, and now there's like a big war between them two on the internet, and it's crazy. all sorts of things happen. They don't know who each other are, and they start getting close in real life and stuff, and obviously there's a romance. I actually already finished this one, spoiler alert. I read this in like one sitting. I'm not even kidding. I read this in one sitting. It was really, really good. But yeah, I will talk about that in my wrap up. So if you thought that that was ambitious already, let me tell you, I actually have 3 more books that I really want to read in February, maybe after Tom Topple and Contemporary-thon is over and stuff. I still got a few days of the month, so I'm gonna try very, very hard to get to these as well. Now the first one is Furyborn by Claire Legrand, and if you're watching this, it's happening. It's happening. So all I know about this is that there is 2 queens, and one of them is supposed to be like very good, the salvation of the world, and then the other one is supposed to be like bad and like the destruction of people. And I think they were born like centuries apart or something, but they don't know which one is good and which one is the bad. So very, very excited for this. Anna Francesca adores this book, and Claire Legrand in general. She's been screaming at me to read this for a long time now. So I'm very, very excited to see what I think. And then we have Siege in Storm by Leigh Bardugo. If you watch my January wrap-up, you probably aren't surprised. I read the first one in January, and I can't wait to start reading the sequel. The Time Turner Book Club is actually reading this one as well, so I'll be reading it with them and discussing it with them, and then later on discussing it on here with you as well. And then lastly, I thought I'd throw a short little book on there to kind of balance it out, if that's even a thing. But I've got Let It Go, a twisted Frozen tale thing, and I am very excited because out of all the Twisted Tales books, I think this is the one I'm most excited for. I'm obsessed with Frozen. I've got like all the like Funkos there. I've got like 2 Elsas, 1 Anna, and then there's little Olaf there. I will eventually get Sven and Kristoff, but I'm quite poor right now, so that's not happened yet, but it will. Oh my god, I loved especially Frozen 2. If you have not watched it, you need to. You need that in your life. You're welcome. I'm very, very excited. This one, the line says, "What if Anna and Elsa never knew each other?" And I was like, what? Mind blown. Mind blown. I can't wait to read this book and see what it has to offer. Right, so that is all the books. Like I said, it is very, very ambitious. I have no idea if I'm gonna be able to finish all of these. Probably not, but we'll see. We'll just play it as we go. Wish me luck. Let me know if you've read any of these and if you like them or not. Talk to me in the comments, and as always I will leave my Twitter, Instagram, all that jazz, so you can talk to me on there as well. And I'll see you on my next one. Bye!